Hello and welcome. This is Radull Live. Thank you for joining us, guys. Before we start, just a word from our partners at AFC. Now, as you know, guys, there's so many English Premier League matches happening this weekend. The big game, of course, is tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. It's Manchester City versus Liverpool. Now, if here on the Radull Live page, we've been asking you to send in your predictions of who is going to assist and who is going to score a goal in that game. If you get it right, we'll award 2 lucky winners with an original English Premier League jersey at the end of the weekend. Remember, if you want an assist to achieve your goals, you need to speak to AFC. Simply text assist to 22268 and you will be on your way to achieving your goals. Now, for Radull Live today, we're going to focus once again on AFC Leopards because there's a new man in charge. So allow me to introduce the team. First of all, there's Anthony Modokimani, who you all know. He's been here before. He's a regular. We hang out with this guy. He's the assistant coach of AFC Leopards. And of course, the new man in charge, the head coach of AFC Leopards, Tomas Trucha.
Okay.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Let's say Trucha.
Trucha,
Yes.
without the pause, eh? Trucha, without the pause. So, Thomas, it's good to meet you. First of all, how are you enjoying yourself in Kenya?
I was very warmly welcomed. I have a lot of good people around me, including Anthony, so I'm very happy here.
You're happy in Kenya, and you've been around. How long have you been around?
I came on 16th of October. Then I went straight to Bomet, Kisii, Eldoret, and Iten trip. So we were about 10 days outside of Nairobi.
Oh, because the team was in pre-season training.
Exactly.
Huh? Let me just send a few shout-outs to people who've logged in early because they get annoyed if I don't say their names. Raima Jaka, thank you for joining us. Matu Ino Pato has joined. Xavier Gital Masharia, Calvin's Ward Nyarkadem. These are all people who are very busy on Facebook. Guys, remember to share the link so that your friends can come and join in on the conversation. Now, Thomas, for us to get started, give us a bit of background, how you got into football. Did you play yourself when you were young? And then how did you get into coaching?
Yeah, I started to play about 8 years old in some small club. From this small club, I went to Premier League club as the youth. And so I grew up from under 14 to under 19. So I played the Premier Youth League of under 19. And I didn't make it to the senior team, so I went to second league club. So I played third league and second league in this team. I started to study on university, physical training, and when I was 26, so I was offered professional contract as the coach and professional contract as the player. So then I decided that I see my chance bigger in the coaching. So I retired from football in 26, and I started to do my badges. I think I was even the youngest Pro UEFA license holder in my country, and I was 31.
Wow!
And then I started to be the assistant coach and head coach. So it was one was assistant coach, one was head coach. So I started to obtain my experience.
So you chose coaching over playing. Why? You didn't feel you could play? You couldn't get into your national team, or?
No, look,
it's a calling.
It's like life cross. It's life cross, and you can decide. Let's play till 40 years old, and then you will start, and you have maybe 20, 25 years for coaching, or you are 26, and you still have maybe 30, 40 years for coaching. So I saw big chance, and I'm happy where I am. It brought me to AFC Leopards, to Kenya, to you, to your studio, so I'm happy.
Before we get to AFC Leopards, which are some of the other clubs that you have coached?
Yeah, so in my country, it was like the biggest club which I was as the assistant coach was Victoria Pilsen. We played qualification of Champions League, we played the group stage of UEFA League. So I think it's the most known club which I was.
We actually know that, we know that club because of Champions League.
And then because of my relatives in South Africa, so I was in FC Tygerberg, the third tier club, then in FC Cape Town, in NFD. After some time spending time in Czech Republic, then I went back to Botswana. Then I was coach of Orapa United, and but I'm also happy the biggest club in Botswana, Township Rollers.
Country Pro League. We're actually speaking before the show, and I was telling Coach here that I grew up in Orapa, which is somewhere next to the Kalahari Desert, on the edge of the Kalahari Desert.
Up to the north.
So it's a coincidence that I'm sitting here with somebody who's been to... People don't even know that Orapa exists in the world.
Yeah.
And to be sitting next to someone who actually coached Orapa United.
Two people know.
Two people in Kenya. And my sister who's in the bedroom. Yeah. So that's very interesting. What was it like working in Botswana?
I was comparing it with South Africa. So I did not know how is Botswana football. So I would say the PSL and NFD in South Africa, it's top. It's on southern part, it's a top league. So then you have maybe Zambia League, which is also on good level. So I think the third one is Botswana. So Botswana is big country, a lot of traveling, but the people like football, and maybe the conditions for training and so are not good. But I was lucky because in Orapa and in Township Rose, I had almost European conditions. So good experience, nice country, good people. So now I'm looking forward what I will find in Kenya.
How did you, and just to let people know, I'm not ignoring Modo. It's just that Modo has been here so many times. There's nothing you don't know about him. He's here to support the coach so that, just in case there's anything, because coach has only been in Kenya for what, about 2 or 3 weeks. Eh?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So in case there's anything that needs Modo's experience, he will come in. You know him. He doesn't keep quiet when he has something to say. How did you get in touch with the AFC Leopards? How did they find you?
The story is that I was waiting in Botswana to start for restart of the league, because I was in contact with some clubs, but when government decided to not allow to play football for a long time, so I decided to go home, and I was starting to look for the options, and through my Botswana agent and my agent in Kenya, we were looking for the options. And there was one option to bring some value to AFC Leopards. So talking about coaches, so when I was contacted by AFC, so I started to look who is the coach, who was the coach before, and I saw that coach was doing very good job. Very good job. Once the coach from Rwanda was fired, and he took in the charge, so he did very good job with the players. And when I came, it helped me, and it's helping me till now, because the mood in the team and the team building in the team, and the bond between the coaches and the players are very, very good. So he can jump in, but I know that he did a very good job. So I told him I'm not coming here to do some revolutions and to correct everything. So we are speaking every day, talking each other. So we are trying to just to make some progress, but to keep this bond as it is.
Actually, Anthony, talking to you, just a comment here, then I'll ask you about your experience with him so far. From Xavier Gitao Masharia, he says, on a light note though, I was scared when I saw Tony because my first thought was he was coming to be an interpreter.
No.
No, coach speaks very good English. But Tony, what has been your experience? Because you were interim coach, and I saw somebody saying they thought you went on holiday and now they're seeing you the assistant coach. But you're working together. How has that experience been so far?
I think it has been a great experience. I think Coach Trucha is a good lad. But his personality is very, very good, and as he has clearly stated, he did not want to start from scratch. He thought that what we had been building was something that was good, and it just needed to be polished a little bit, and that's exactly what he's doing. So we get along very, very well. He's a honest guy. I'm a honest guy. We all exchange ideas, say what we feel needs to be done. At the end of the day, of course, he's the boss. He makes the decisions. But so far, I would say that I've learned a lot for the 3 weeks that I've been working under him, and I'm looking forward to learn even more.
For you, this was your first professional coaching stint, even on an interim basis.
Oh yes, it was. Yes, it was. Started as an assistant coach sometime last year. That again was my first professional job. As a coach in a top tier league, so I still have a long road ahead of me, and with coach here, I'm pretty sure I'll get to learn a lot that is going to come in handy in the near future.
Okay, so
if I can jump in.
Yes, Thomas.
Because it's not only Anthony. There is Coach Tom, our team manager, and there is Coach Lawrence, and I can speak about fitness coach and other stuff. And I would say, because when we were on this camp in Iten, it helped me too much to know the people, players, and the technical team. And I would say not every time will happen when you will start to do the trainings. You have some expectations about warm-up, you have some expectations about the ball work, the fitness training, you have some expectations about the gym training and so on. I would say surprisingly, but everything what I was looking for is working. So it's just now we are working on the details, maybe on tactic to select right players, but everything what is already in the team, I said I'm excited. I enjoy every training.
You know, you're fortunate that you found this AFC Leopards under the leadership of Dan Shikanda. No disrespect for the team before this, but you said you were looking at who is the coach and all that stuff. And if I'm not wrong, in the last 10 years, AFC Leopards, you're the 21st coach.
Yeah, it's true.
In 10 years. And that's a very tricky record for any club to have. Did that deter you in any way?
It's a challenge. Let's break it. Let's break it and to
break
stop
the cycle.
it. Yeah, let's stop it.
Because Dan Shikanda has been in charge from this early this year, and I mean, Anthony, you can say there's so many changes he's already made, and we can see AFC Leopards move from more of a boardroom club to a club that is now focused on becoming a company, so to speak.
I agree. I think he has done a great job in terms of setting up structures, and I think that's what the club has been lacking for the longest time. Right now, even if Shikanda decided to travel somewhere else, I think the club would still be able to run because of the structures that he has put in place, and I think that's the way to go. He's also made sure that our secretariat is functioning. Right now, anybody that needs any information about AFC Leopards is able to do that. He has also made sure that our media team does regular updates on the various social media handles that the club runs. So I think that it's very, very important that everybody out there knows what's happening in the club. So the information is out there, and that's, I think, what everybody would want to see happen going forward.
I just want to give a few shout outs to people who are watching. And guys, if you have any questions for the two coaches, please feel free to put them in the comment section. Emmanuel Chimwani Alukoma just wants to say he's present. Wardmin Johnny is present. Chelsea Mbugus. Let me see if there is a question. There's a question here from Sos Lukio. Sos Lukio is a Kenyan who works at West Ham United, actually, as a youth coach. He says, question 1, does Tomas understand the pressure that comes with managing one of the biggest clubs in Kenya, and is he going for the league or for a top 4 finish? So do you understand the pressure of AFC Leopards?
Township Rollers is the biggest club in Botswana. I would say in African continent, it's a big brand. I told you Victoria Prison is a big club. So what is the pressure? The pressure is only which pressure we will do to ourselves. Yes, we want to win, players want to win, we want to win the first game, we want to win championship, we want to be in the CAF, because I was already, unfortunately I did not go through, but at least I was in the qualification in the last round. So the pressure is of results, but if you will be in the Western Stima, if you will be in Zoo, it's the same pressure for me. I understand. AFC Leopards and the Gor Mahia, top biggest club in the country, big supporters crowd. So I just wish that supporters will come in more and more numbers, and they will be allowed to come to the stadium. We will satisfy them what we are doing. So yes, there is the pressure, but I have pressure to myself to succeed. And we are pushing players also to succeed. So it's only what we can do now.
Those fans will give you pressure. I'm glad you're ready for that. AFC Leopards fans are some of the most passionate in this country. And unfortunately for us and AFC Leopards, you're victims. When you do well, the fans come. When you do poorly, they don't come, but they shout from the streets. So it's good to hear that you're ready.
Let me use this opportunity, because I would say I'm following Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. And Liverpool because of Jurgen Klopp. And if you remember how Liverpool was struggling and how the fans of Liverpool were putting pressure to all technical team and the coaches which were there and to the players. And I would say, yes, put the pressure, but if you will see that we are fighting, if you will see we are doing everything to win the game, and in football you can win, you can lose, you can draw. But if you will see the coaches, players, offices, we are doing everything to win the game. Please appreciate. If you will see that we are, how do you say, too relaxed, yes,
yeah.
and we are not putting all effort, then all fans, they have right to tell us something wrong. But if you will see we are doing everything what we can do, and sometimes opponent is also doing what we can do, and sometimes it's in the heaven if we will succeed. But I'm saying by our technical team and the players, we promise you we will do everything what we can do to win every game. And we are doing everything on the training. But be patient and put pressure on the right time, please.
Fans, be patient. Put pressure at the right time. They should be. Most of the time, the fans who actually watch the game are patient. The ones who are not, or those who sit at home, see the result and make a judgment, and they don't even know how you played. AFC Leopards have signed a lot of players in the last couple of weeks, which I'm sure I don't know if you've been involved in any of the signings, but most of them will be players you found. Were you involved in the signing of any of these players? And if not, do they fit in with your style of play? Because based on what I saw you were doing at Township Rollers, you play a very attacking style of football.
Yeah, look, even the agreement with the president and the office was, let me come, let me assess the current team, and if we will need to strengthen, then we can do it, let's say, next transfer window, which is not far from now. So there are some players which were already signed before my coming. There are players which we discussed and which were available. We signed. There were some players which were available and we did not negotiate the conditions for them. But generally, I'm happy. Maybe I would say one position, and I will tell you now, is central defender, which we were looking for and we did not succeed. So, but on other positions, I think we are covered. We have good goalkeeping department. We have good position in the central defenders, except of one. We have, I think, very strong midfield, and we are pushing our strikers to score more goals than the last season. So it's a very competitive team, and I think even the competition between the players on the positions are is high. So yes, I'm happy with the team which we have, and the league will show us where we are.
You've already got fans here. Raima Jaka says, be patient and put pressure at the right time. She's quoting what you've said. Ngesti Dias Dunga says, Trucha has coached in other African countries. What is his opinion on the Kenyan Premier League, generally speaking?
Yeah, I was watching some highlights, but to be honest, I took the experience from coach and other coaches, and I think it's not so far about if you will compare Kenyan football and Tanzanian football. So I had the chance to play with Simba, I had the chance to play Yanga, so I think it could be similar. So very physical. Let's say 90% of the teams, maybe they are playing the route one football, so trying to put the ball forward and to score the goal as soon as possible, and to put the goal to the ball, to the cross, to put the ball to the box to score the goal. So I think this is the football which I expect also. But I would say it would be nonsense if the foreign coach will come and will play the same. So I'm always trying to bring something, and then if I will leave, you will say this was the football which Coach Trucha played. So we are trying to work on it, and I hope when you will come to see our games on TV, and I wish on the stadium that you will see it's something what we want to play.
Here's pressure, since you said you like pressure. Brian Alusa says, kindly tell Trucha that we already have a nickname for him. He's AFC Leopards' new club.
Thank you very much.
That is pressure. That means they want the CAF Champions League and everything else. And then Nick says, he seems to know you better than you know yourself. He says, Trucha has had a brilliant coaching career, from being runners-up in the Czech First League with Victoria Plens to South Africa and finally to Kenya. What are some of the things that you have noted, that he has noted throughout his career, that might be a challenge to him in Kenya? And how is he intending to get rid of the stumbling blocks to finally redeem AFC Leopards? Oof.
Yeah, I know. It's about 22 years.
22 years since your last trophy.
22 years. We are waiting for it. So let's break it. Like I said, when I spoke about the circulation of coaches,
break the cycle.
Let's break the cycle. What about the results? And so, yeah, we will try.
Actually, in terms of breaking the cycle, what targets have you been given for this season? I know Soslukia did ask, and then we didn't. Are you targeting to win the season, or you're targeting for a top 4 season finish? What KPIs have you been given by your
Speaking about president and his office, so I think I would say the road is the objective. So road, how to achieve it. Yes, we want to win the title this year or next year, but I would say if you want to win the title, you need to be on the right way. And you need to do everything that all departments are helping you to win. So in another interview I was saying, let's be honest, and everybody of us, as coaches, players, office, supporters, and let's be honest, if everything where we are now is fitting us or giving us opportunity to win the league. If you will tell me yes.
What are some of the key areas you've asked for?
Training conditions, budget of the club, players which we have, service which we have, where are the opponents. So a lot of things, and it's details. It's in details. So if everything will be okay, I would say if players will be happy, the coaches are happy. If coaches are happy, I believe we will make happy all others. And the most important is that fans will be happy. So let's make fans happy. But we need to have all service which we need. So I see there is a lot of good things. I told you, technical team perfect. Now we are working to bring the technical, the training equipment which we need for us in some another level. We are working on the training field, and there is big support from office. Even today they went to check another field to help us. So I feel a very big support to us. And if everything will continue like now, I'm not worried. I believe that we can do it.
And I'm not sure how much you know about the Kenyan Premier League. In the past, there have been so many budgetary issues which have then trickled down to affect the teams. So a lot of the demands you're making, not demands, but requirements to succeed. Realistically, I can tell you now, and Anthony can probably come in, there will be many challenges, especially when it comes to things like budget. How prepared are you, Anthony, and I'll ask you that, for the coming season? I know there's a bit of sponsorship for KPL. You have a few partners. How prepared are you financially?
Well, I wouldn't want to speak about the monetary side of things, because I would be lying if I said that I know the real situation. So I wouldn't be the best person to talk about finances. But so far, I would say so far so good. The office has been very, very supportive. They've tried to avail, the few things that the coach has demanded. That they avail at the moment, so hopefully they'll be able to provide even more so that the coach can have a conducive working environment.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've observed already that infrastructure in Kenya is a major issue when it comes to sport. Are you ready for some of those challenges?
Yes, I was in Botswana. I was in NFD in Serta in South Africa, so I'm aware of it. And if I did not want to be here, I would not. So I know about it, but I still believe that we can work on our target. And as I said, look, if players are not complaining, I'm not complaining. But if there is something what the players feel is wrong, then it's up to us coaches to support them. So I am the coach. I respect the players. I respect my technical team. So we are trying to work together, and everybody has the chance to come and say, Coach, this is what we need to improve. So. Yes, I am aware of challenges which there are, but I believe that we can handle it. And it's 16th team in the league, so every team has some challenges. Now it's up to us to jump over these challenges.
It's
18
teams.
It increased.
Yeah.
There's a comment here from Phil. He says, "Hi Carol, thanks for the sports show talk. Just a question to Tomas, Trucha. How can the local soccer clubs help in improving the performance of the national team? There's been outright bias by Kenyan coaches, this is his opinion, to always select players from their former clubs at the expense of talent." And then he says, "I like your hairstyle."
Thank you.
Really, Phil?
Really? No, thank you. Now, what about these young players and national team players? Maybe coach can tell what I said to players. I said I'm trying to push my players to be in national team. And if they are under 17, under 19, under 20, under 23 or senior national team players, it's better because it's how to say, it's promotion or advertising for the club that we are doing something good. And if they are good, you can transfer the players to bigger leagues in Africa or bigger leagues in Europe. So I'm always trying to promote young players. We have maybe, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 under 18 players in the team. And the average age of the AFC Leopards is 23 years.
It's 23 years right
it's
now.
23 years. Average of AFC Leopards squad is 23 years. So it's amazing, and I believe it's big potential even for national team.
All right, a few comments here. Brian Alusa says, I'm present. Very happy to see Tommy and Tony together.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
think he's already decided your name's fit.
Our media guys did it.
Came up with that.
Tommy and Tony.
Yeah.
He says the new head coach should know that beating Gor Mahia will be the greatest thing, and it will earn him a great name amongst the Ingwe Den. Are you ready for the pressure that will come with that first Mashemeji derby? Have you explained to him, Tony, the size of it?
Yes, he's aware. He's aware,
aware.
of what it looks like. Yeah.
I am type of the coach which I am enjoying these things. So I am looking forward to it. So why I should be scared or worried? What is the best match in this league? Is this derby? So I can't wait.
You're looking forward to the
I can't
derby.
wait. Let's play.
Yeah. Hudson Mambili said, we wish him well. We're desperately yearning for a trophy. You've basically said, if everything else is in order, everything else has to be in order. Peter Ngondo, Kenya, the issue is with the strikers. The midfield is always strong. I'm not sure if you've had enough time with Kenyan players to recognize that some of our top strikers, unfortunately, that have played in the Kenyan Premier League, we've had the odd Michael Olunga, who's then gone to Japan. Gor Mahia have always dominated in terms of strike force, but their strikers have always come from across the borders. And Kenya sort of has a striking problem. Is that something you see, Anthony?
Yes. And
I know it's difficult for you to attack your fellow players, but it's a fact. We've had a striking problem in this country.
Yes, but I wouldn't say it's because we don't have quality. I think we have quality. What we lack is consistency. I think our players are just not consistent enough to be able to play at top level and to be able to perform week in, week out. And that's where I would say that the guys that come from other parts of Africa to join our clubs, get it right. They are very, very consistent week in, week out. He's going to give you the same performance that he gave you last week, last month. And I think that's where we go wrong. I'm not sure whether it's because of our lifestyle or I can't really pinpoint one area and say that that's why our players are not consistent enough to be able to perform at top level. And I think at times they also buckle up due to the pressure that comes with being the guy that is expected to get the goals for the team, because there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. If you go for 5 matches having not scored a goal, how do you exactly exactly how do you take all the criticism that you get from the fans out there? So I think that's where we need to maybe change things a little bit.
But if I can add to it, there is nice interview with Pitso Motsimane about South African strikers. I think you can Google it. I think it's still on the YouTube. Like he's saying, South African football is about 20 chances to score 1 goal. And but if you will go for it, I would say, because I'm the foreigner and I'm from Europe, and imagine that from 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, the coaches are working with the children to score the goals. And here, maybe you are starting when you are 15, 16, 17, and still you are on the bumpy field. Where I am living now in Nairobi, there are 2 small fields, maybe 30 to 50 meters square, and you can see they are bringing the goals. They are playing sometimes they are playing just possession game and to hit the stone. So you can't learn them to score. And then these players are playing Premier League, Kenyan Premier League, Premier Soccer League in South Africa, Botswana Premier League. So. And the fans are asking how it's possible to not score the goal from 3 meters, but it's about 100,000 touches with the ball when you are 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old. You see, and these small things is maybe lacking. So it's up to us now to push our strikers. So it's service from the midfield, from the wingers, and it's our service to push our strikers to score the goals. And again, from my point, we have Rupia, we have Hansel, we have Oviti, we have Chaka, now we have Alex, we have 5 strikers. Still we can put maybe one of the wingers, and I believe that we will find the goal scorers.
In fact, you preempted what I was going to discuss in the second half of the show. Now I have to think of something else because I wanted to talk about youth and grooming, but we can still go into it in detail because I think that is an area that here in Kenya we have not focused so much on youth and grooming. Guys, we are going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk a bit more about development, whether AFC is going to get a youth side and under, is it 17 or 19 side? What are the big plans? What are the short-term plans? What are the long-term plans for AFC Leopards? So don't go away. We'll see you in just a bit.
Behind the greatest goals is a great assist. As the official banking partner of the Premier League, ABSA is giving you the ultimate assist so you can achieve your goals this season.
That is a cracking assist!
You're getting all the games, goals, and glory. Exclusive access to legends and players, plus game-changing banking solutions. Follow your local ABSA Facebook page for more. Get the assist from ABSA and get things done. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Welcome back. Now, guys, we are brought to you in partnership with ABSA. And as you know, no goal, or it's very rare that a goal can be scored in any game without the assist. And that is why ABSA is saying, as ABSA, we want to assist you to make sure that you achieve your goals. Now, what ABSA is doing right now, if you're already a customer, all you need to do is deposit money into your personal or business banking account, and then up to 10 lucky customers every month could have their deposits doubled of up to a deposit of 100,000 shillings. And every month as well, one customer will walk away with 1 million shillings simply for depositing money into your ABSA account. So make sure you get the assist you need with ABSA. Just text the word assist to 22268. Text the word assist to 22268. Hey, those words for me. And you'll get a response, and they'll help you out and show you how you can open an account with ABSA and take advantage of the assist that they are offering. Now, we were talking about youth football just before the break, and during the break, of course, we were discussing that once upon a time, Tony,
Yep.
the Kenyan Premier League had a compulsory youth tournament, and every club had to have a youth team.
Exactly. I think it was a great idea. I don't know why it disappeared or why all of a sudden that tournament was scrapped off, but I think it was a very, very good idea. Those particular teams at that particular moment acted as feeder teams into the senior teams. I remember at Mathare United back then, about 5 players from that under-20 team that was at Mathare were all promoted to the senior team. And the same case with the AFC Leopards as well. The likes of Austin, the likes of Marvin, the likes of Oburu were all participants in the under-20 tournament. And of course, they were promoted into the senior team. So I think it was a very, very good idea because it gave those young boys who were very, very talented a platform to showcase their talent. And of course, those that stood out, those that did well, got an opportunity to join the top side. So I think it's something that should be brought back because, again, as the coach said earlier on, we need very, very many young players into these squads. And it's not just AFC Leopards. I think a lot of our Kenyan clubs right now struggle with transition, all right? They have a very good squad, but once that squad starts aging, then it becomes a problem to get another, set of players that can come into the foray and play as well as the team that has left the scene were playing. So I think it's very important that we go back to that arrangement.
Would you be hoping, is that something you would push, coach, at AFC Leopards, for example, that we must have a youth side?
Look, as the coach is in my blood. I started to be the coach with under 6 years old players, under 6, babies. And if you have the club which is starting to produce under 6, under 10, under 12, under 14, under 15, under 17, under 19, imagine every year you will bring to your team 3-4 players. In 3 years you have starting lineup. In 5-6 years you have all squad. No money costs because you produce this player from your development. So it's what about the club? What about the football? I think it's big role of I don't know if you have Ministry of Sport and the Kenyan Football Federation, because if you want to develop the football, you are doing it through the competitions and you are doing it through the rules which teams every club must have. So if you will go to South Africa, I remember South African football maybe 10-15 years ago, it was the same. Just the club is 25 players, is the club. The senior team is the club and some officials. But then they then introduced the rule that in the third tier and the NFD, 5 under 23 players must be in the starting lineup. So it was already pressure to bring the young players to the NFD and third tier. Then they introduced that every team must have under 23 team. And they started to play regularly. So if Kaizer Chiefs played Orlando Pirates, then Orlando Pirates played Kaizer Chiefs under 23. And after this, they brought under 19. So now you can see how many young players is in big clubs like Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs. So and the football in South Africa is growing, and I believe it will be visible in under 20 African Championship or under 20 World Cup, where I believe that South African team will be. The same. I was a couple months ago in Zambia for 4 weeks, and the same. Every club has the academy, under 17, under 15, Napsa Stars, Zesco, Ghana, and so on. So they are working with the young players. They have the fields for the young players, and they have the coaches. The coaches are paid professionally, so they have professional coaches under 17, under 19, and I believe one of the things why I came to Kenya, because I see big potential. It's a big country, a lot of football players. It's not only the athletic, but there is big passion for football. So if you will connect those things together, maybe just somebody will take my words, I believe there is big future for Kenyan football.
I know some of the challenges we've had here, and I keep saying that unfortunately a lot of the best footballers and sports people in Kenya are doing real jobs behind desks, because football has not yet been seen as a way to make a living regularly. You've come at a good time when you found that the FKF president has just got a new sponsor for the Premier League. Last 2 seasons, I think, have been very difficult. No national sponsor, no league sponsor. Most clubs don't have sponsorship. So players tend to have a side job just to make ends meet, and they end up quitting football and doing real jobs in quotes. So it's a whole 360. And the challenge I think you will find is that if this sponsor can't stay on board for the long term, then you find yourself without the best talent in the country, because they can't afford to play football. I'm sure you know so many footballers who have dropped up along the way because they have to make a living.
It's true.
And it's really unfortunate. And then those who play football, or people who finished high school and realized, oh, I have a talent, let me go and play. As opposed to your parents or your teachers making a conscious decision to say, I've identified this talent in a 5-year-old. Because I'm sure that's the way it happens in Europe. The teachers, the parents identify the talent, put the academies and infrastructure are there, so it's seamless.
Look, there are I can go for Europe, because in Europe you have countries which are exporting players and you have countries which are importing players. So my country is exporting country. Every young talent, 17, 18, 19, is going to England, to Germany, to the big leagues. You have Portugal, you have England, which are bringing the players. But it's not my point. My point is, if you want to help to football, let's ask a simple question: what the football means for the Kenyan society? I believe that it's attracting millions of people. it's attracting medias. And I'm saying it should attract also the sponsors, because it's big value. If you have the company and you want to market this product, I believe to football. Football can do it. And the second thing, it's a huge business. In the world, now, FIFA is now saying that they will announce how many the football agents are getting. And there are billions. So it's a big business. So imagine you have nice 17, 18, 19 years old players, which are here, and you are transferring them to European club, and you will obtain 20, 30, 40 million shillings to your club for one 17 years old player. So how much you need to invest when you will polish him from 14, 15, 16, 17. After 4 years, you are sending him to Europe for 40 million, 50 million shillings. It's not small money. So and it's possible, because I did it, so it's possible.
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to dampen your spirits, but welcome to Kenya, where unfortunately we're yet to, and it's frustrating for people like us who actually care, we're yet to see our football as big business. You're fortunate you're in one of the biggest clubs, but it has become a product that is so difficult to sell to corporate Kenyans, because apart from AFC and Gor, there are hardly any fans at any of the games. Mm-hmm. And then we've been having a leadership that does not focus so much on branding and marketing. Because if you brand and market this product, as you're saying, the potential, those millions will be spread around. So many, I always say there's so many people who can be employed in this industry. In different capacities, but we've not yet done it. There's a comment here from Emmanuel Chimwani Alukoma. I'll only read half of it because the second half is a bit too political for me. He says, the head coach is so optimistic about the club. He's so prepared for the job. We anticipate a lot from him. Welcome home. They're basically saying welcome home. And then he says, please, and he goes into a rant that can the administration not frustrate him. So I want to go through his rant because it sounds a bit personal. But Anthony, can you not frustrate him?
Of course not.
And I know you won't. But I'm just commenting that I hope you get all the support you need, because clearly here they're admiring a lot of your positivity. Xavier Gitao Masharia commenting on the striking issue. He says the striking, where's the end of his comment? The striking, my observation, wait, it's disappeared. The striking problem we have is our training regime. We insist on our strikers playing 3-touch football in training. A striker should hold the ball and shoot more in training. Is that true? I don't know, from a coach's perspective.
Well, I don't know which training he's referring to.
Saying we hold the ball as opposed to, or is it the other way around? How is it supposed to be? I'm not a coach.
I think he's trying to say that we restrict the touches that our strikers can take inside the danger area, but that's not true. I think we'll do a lot of scoring drills, and depending on where the ball is coming from, depending on how you're positioned, a striker can decide whether he can take 1, 2 touches or even score using 1 touch. So I think they all have those goal-scoring instincts. As I said earlier on, it's just that when they go for a while, when they experience a goal drought for a couple of matches, their confidence seems to disappear, and they struggle to pick it up. So again, as I said, we are struggling with strikers not for lack of quality, but just because of inconsistency.
A comment here from Masharia. My observation across Europe is that youth development is not universal, but it's a club's own philosophy. E.g., most English youngsters will come through, say, Man United, West Ham, Southampton. In Spain, it's Barca or Valencia. If Ingwe wants to venture into youth development, it's more of a club's philosophy as opposed to a requirement. So that's something you could focus on. But it would be good if other teams are doing it, so you also have opponents. Because then that competition becomes fierce.
But this is what we spoke. One thing is AFC Leopards philosophy, and this comment is right. But generally, up to the clubs is Football Kenya Federation and the government and the school system. So this part are not on our control. So we as the coaches of AFC Leopards, and me, if I can bring some input to AFC Leopards, it's to focus on the club. But if somebody wants to develop the Kenyan football generally, I think it's about the people in the clubs. It's about the government, about the schools, and about the Football Kenya Federation. And I see the way how to do it. But for us, we are focusing to our club. And I found in my team 6, 7 under 18 age players, and they are good. They are good. They are really good. They have very good chance to be polished and to play Kenyan Premier League and more. And they are already 3, 4 in the under 20 national team. So I'm happy for that.
Since you've worked a lot in Africa, I mean, you've worked in South Africa, Botswana, now in Kenya, not a lot of experience, but recently in Kenya. What do you think is the gap between African football and especially Eastern Southern Africa breaking into World Cup, competing at World Cup level? Because once in a while we'll see, especially West Africa, we see a few countries break into, we saw Ghana get into the semis in South Africa. Once in a while, Ivory Coast or Senegal trying to do well. But African countries yet to win a World Cup. Although I think we've won. Has Nigeria won Olympics? I think
yes, they have.
Nigeria won Olympics
1996.
But what do you think is missing? Having worked in Europe and having worked in Africa?
No, we already did touch it. It's youth development.
Youth development.
Because okay, let's say tactic is in Europe, technique is in Africa. I'm saying, and the coach knows, because I'm saying when we were practicing in Iten, no European team could do the same training like we did because of technique of players. And the African players can do training on really bumpy field, but it's quality. So technique definitely is on the side of Europe. Tactic is on the side of Africa. Tactic on the side of Europe. Now, very good note is fitness. I would say now all physical aspects are in favor of Africa, and you can see how many players is coming from Africa to big clubs. And I have every day I have demands. We need African player to our team. So if something happens with youth development, Africa will win the World Cup.
That's what we're not focusing on. AFC Leopards, a comment here from Dunga Mata. He says AFC Leopards has been playing entertaining football but conceding a lot of goals. I don't know about his facts. These are his opinions. He says, with a few matches and training sessions that Trucha has conducted with the team, how do you plan to fix it?
No, but I don't know if it was like this.
No, it wasn't. I think it's not correct. We were very, very solid at the back. I think we struggled in the attacking department. We didn't get as many goals as we would have loved to. But defensively, I think we did pretty much okay.
Anthony did a good job towards the end of last season.
Yes.
I think he wasn't watching. This is someone who I think has watched AFC Leopards
maybe first part
2-3 years ago, or the first part of last season, because I know you really finished the season strong, and it's unfortunate it had to be cut short.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah. Gital here says, what can Ingwe fans expect? I think you've partly answered this. He says, is coach a tiki-taka coach? Do we expect a bus like Jose Mourinho or Klopp's pressing?
Yeah, Klopp's pressing definitely, yes. And then
his lookalikes pressing.
And then let's combine Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Ajax, Manchester City, and Barcelona together.
Okay. Okay. Peter Ngondo here is giving an excuse for our challenging strike force, I think. He says, we put the ball in the box, but unfortunately the fields are very bumpy. I don't know if you've experienced yet. Last season, Kenyan Premier League was being played at Kamtoyoyo and a lot at Ruaraka. And those are very challenging grounds. Even with Nyayo Stadium open, it means with many games on Saturdays and Sundays, you will still be put on these secondary pitches. How are you ready for that challenge? You've played on these fields, Anthony.
Yeah, yes, I have. And honestly speaking, I don't think our top-tier league should be played in those sort of pitches.
It shouldn't.
Exactly. We want to see the best football from our players, and we can't expect the best football if you're not giving them the right facilities to see what we would like to see. So hopefully going forward, we are going to see our teams playing in better surfaces, and I'm pretty sure we are going to head in the direction that we want to head to if we can avail those sort of facilities to our players.
All right. I actually want to sign off because we're almost done with the full hour. Shikuku Francis says, Modo is a fantastic diplomat, a very smart chap. You have so many fans here, Anthony. There's somebody who wants to see you long term, of course, as the head coach. I know you have signed a 2-year contract, subject to renewal. But how much experience are you imparting and how much experience are you gaining from him for you to one day, probably not AFC Leopards, I don't want him to take your job, you know, but probably a long-term plan. What are you gaining from him, or what do you hope to gain from him?
Before he answer you, I'm just thinking, because in the coaching job, the main thing is to have the badges. And I'm pushing him now
to get his coaching badges.
To even do the Pro CAF or Pro UEFA. Once he will have it, he's already a good coach. He's already completed coach, really. And but what is lacking now, it's badges, because if you it's not, you know, people are thinking B license UEFA, A license UEFA, Pro license UEFA. It's just like that you will obtain it. I have to renew it every 2 years. Every 2 years I need to come to my country or to be online and to pass the test and to obtain new information, and then they will say yes, you are right to continue. So it's not forever. Once you will obtain it, but every 2 years you need to renew it. And if you have these badges, your knowledge is really high. So you know which book to use, which experience to use, which video to use, and so on. And so it's helping you. But because I said he's a good guy, good person, and he had very good career as the player, and he has very good character to have the bond with the players, which now is helping me. So definitely you will see him somewhere, maybe not only AFC Leopards, you will see him somewhere in the big club. You will see bigger club outside Kenya.
Thank you.
Hey, Tony! Are you working on your badges at the moment?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Yes, yes, that's true. I think we've been speaking lengthy with the coach about my badges. He's shown me the path that I need to take. He's shown me the few things that I need to get right before I can get to that level. So I'm working on them, and yes, I think I'm very glad to have an opportunity to work with a coach as good as him. As he said earlier on, I mean, he's a pro licensed coach, so there's a lot to learn from him. And every time I'm keeping my eyes open, I'm keeping my ears open, so that nothing, just goes past me. So I'm very, very glad to be working with you, coach.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love this relationship.
It's true.
God, has he taken you to any of the? Have you taken him
Not
around
yet.
Islam?
Not yet.
Shown him some of the
Not
corners
yet.
to get good food.
Not
There's a
yet.
comment here from Asman Momia. He says, Radull, and be a coaches, all we need is the league. As in, he wants a total. Ndotu kule ingoho, which is chicken. Which is the staple food of the AFC Leopard supporters. So all they want is for you to win the league, and then you celebrate with chicken.
Yeah.
But as coaches has said, as we sign off, as coaches has said, if all the requirements are put in place, because that's so critical. I think generally speaking, coaches have it hard, because when you don't get results, it's your fault. It's your fault. Nobody ever looks at what were the coach's requests as he signed his contract. Because at the end of the day, if I go to the office and my boss doesn't give me a laptop, I won't deliver, you know. It's so basic, you know. So maybe just reiterate to AFC fans what to expect this season and probably next season. Just for those who tuned in late and keep asking, what are our targets as we sign off?
No, look, again, like, we are serious about it. Okay, we are trying to keep the good mood. Maybe we are transferring this good mood now to the fans of your broadcasting. So what I'm saying, yes, AFC Leopards is big club, and it's long time waiting for the title. So I'm saying, I believe in some time we will achieve it, because what I see now on training, the players are responding very well and they are working hard, and I think they are more and more understanding what we want to play. And if we will go on this way, because I'm saying the way how we will achieve the title is more important. So if you want to win the league, it's about some style of football. It's about some type of the players. It's about some style of the trainings, about support from all sides. The players must be paid regularly if possible, or at least to communicate with them. They should be respected. And it doesn't matter if it is AFC Leopards or another clubs. As you have said, some players maybe must work to play football, but communication is very important. So I'm trying to to transfer this message also to people in our office, and I believe that and I see that they communicate with them. Even today, treasurer visited our training and passed the message to the guys. So I could see that players are very happy that the communication is there. So all these things, I believe, it's pushing us somewhere. And I want to win the title too. I want to play CAF competitions. Players, they want the same. And we will try. Really, we will try.
Tony, you're optimistic as well?
Oh, yes, I am. I've always been optimistic about life, and I agree with everything that the coach has said. I think we are on the right track. We just need support from everybody, from the management, from our fans, and of course we also need to pull in our weight as their technical bench, and the players also need to do their bit. So it's a collective responsibility. It's not just an individual's task to deliver this league. I think it's something that we should all...
Teamwork.
Exactly. That's
Teamwork.
what football is all
Teamwork.
about.
Guys, I've actually enjoyed myself. Thank you so much.
So
Thank you
have
for
we.
honouring this interview. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Unfortunately for me, I'm Gormahia by birth. That's what they told me, by birth, based on where I come from. So if AFC Leopards does well, it means you're going to knock Gormahia off the perch. But I think it is time for some great competition in the Kenyan Premier League. So I wish you all the best. And I know your chairman personally, Dan Shikanda. I've known him for many years. I know he's got his head on straight, and he's got a good team behind him. So I wish you all the best in the coming season.
Thank you very much.
Guys, thank you so much for watching Radull Live. This has been Tony Trucha, or Trucha, as he said. Tommy, sorry. Tony and Tommy. Tommy and Tony. They say they're going to be the winning combination for the Kenyan Premier League. But thank you for honouring the interview. Thank you guys for watching the show. We'll see you next Saturday. This interview will be pinned on the page. So share it with your friends. Share it with your friends for the next 1 week, and it's on the page forever. So if you missed the interview, there's still a chance to watch it. But we'll see you next week.